Selamat pagi from here in Ubud. Today, interesting video. It's something that I see a lot, something I researched a lot and thought I'd share with you guys, and that is the prices. Hey, I'm riding with my dog right now. It is the prices of things here in Bali. I'm gonna break down the prices for you guys today. Transportation, living expenses for homes, food prices, event prices. Gonna break it down and then tell you what the prices are as well right now during 2020, when is a decent time for a lot of you guys to lock in some good long-term things. But first, gotta get the dog and us back to the office, and we'll officially start the video there. Just made a quick stop at a place called Alchemy here. If you guys do come here, get the green giant. That's what I'm getting. But I feel like starting actually and talking about a little bit of this, someone told me there's a cool path right here. I've never taken it, and I feel like maybe I'd take that path right now and leave this in the bike for just 10 minutes to let you guys know a little bit more about the prices here. And by the way, this is a little bit expensive. This is like $8, but it's health, it's priceless. So, and actually I feel like this is a perfect place to film. Right in front of Alchemy, there's a little cool path here that people have told me about. First time I walked here, super chill and peaceful. And I've actually wrote a couple things down to help you guys, and so I don't forget anything about the prices here in Bali. So before we get started, let's talk about one of the most important prices of things here in Bali, or the prices of anything anywhere, at least in my book, and that's food. What are the food prices? Now, as I told you guys, I'm gonna talk in rupiah here so you can do the currency conversion for your own country, but about 140,000 rupiah is about 10 US dollars. So that drink that I got is something that's very expensive compared to the normal prices here. That was I don't know which way we have to go. I think it's this way. The drink that I had right there was 130,000 rupiah, which is pretty expensive for terms of here in Bali. But when it comes to eating, like if you want to eat it like the Western places, like a burger, around those prices will be about 80,000 rupiah, which is about $5–6. So $5 or $6 you can usually eat at a lot of places. If you really want to eat like a local, like go really local, like sometimes we get the local food, like if we haven't got food for our dog or we're in a rush, we pick up some of the local food on the store from the people sell on the back of their scooters, and that'll cost you around 40 cents, 50 cents, always less than $1. If you go to the places called the warangs, if you guys remember warangs, the local places where they eat, you can usually eat their solid meal. Me, Dana, we get chicken for the dog. That usually always is under 10 bucks, usually under $8. So when it comes to eating, there's just huge range of spectrums, because when you come here, you can eat at the Western places and it usually costs Western prices, but the local prices, the local places will be local prices, which is usually about $1, $2 a meal. That's about the price of a decent local meal here. I think this is the right way. I've never taken this bath before. So that's what it would cost. So if I had to give you a budget for the day for food, if you were trying to live very simple, you can live on $4 a day, $3. I think you can live under $2 a day. But if you ate a lot like me, if I got in hard times, I had nothing, and I didn't care to be resourceful, I could live and eat probably for $4 a day and be full, eating locally. So that's a good thing to know. For when people come here, it's like, well, you maybe pay more for your visa or for the flight, but what you can make up with the quality of life for the dollar, I don't know if you can beat it in another place than here. Now, second thing I'd like to mention to you guys, which is important, is places to stay. This is like the #1 question that I get from you guys. When finding a place to stay, what are the prices? Now, of course, this is 2020 when I'm filming this, so every price that I tell you, you can take that a third of the price off there, because that's how cheap everything is now compared to normal times. But usually for places to stay, Now there's like three kind of places here. There's the homestays. No, there's hotels, like everyone knows about. There's hostels, which I don't know what's the future of hostels in this very close future. So when you come here, if I could recommend something for you guys to look at, two options. I would say don't think about the hotels. This is just my opinion. If you're looking to stay here for more than a week or something like this, homestays and villas. So the homestays are basically like, if you guys, whoa, look at that view over there. So if you guys have seen the Creation Station, we have like a 6-bedroom, it's a villa, but it's really set up like how a homestay is. Whoa, okay. But our place is really set up like a homestay. Literally, we could rent out those 6 rooms, and they're basically, you have a room in a villa, and those are called homestays. Now, the homestays vary in the quality, like where our villa is, that wouldn't be a typical homestay. But the homestays is a private room. When I first got here, that's what I switched to after hostels, and I was paying about $10 a night. $10 a night to stay there, and whenever you stay long term, you can always get good deals. Even if you're not staying there during the pandemic time period, if you go and stay longer term, you can usually get better deals for them. So around that, I'd say a good homestay, decent ones, will be around $12 a night. Usually now, what I've talked to people, they're doing 2.5 million for the month, which is about 100, I say about 120 bucks. Hello. And right now you can get homestays for less than 200 bucks for the month. I've seen some for 2 million rupiah, which is about 100 US dollars possibly, something around this. Yeah, and that's the prices now, and they kind of just keep on changing. So right now, that's what you can get the homestays for now, usually for around less than $200 a month. And that's a good start while you guys are looking for villas, because it can be kind of, you don't need to book everything. Good morning. Because when you first come here, you don't need to really worry so much about trying to find a villa, which is what we're getting into next. I gotta remember to keep my inside voice, my Asian voice, I call it, because I'm very like, hey, what's going on? And that's not the energy all the time in Asia. I gotta be more quiet. And there's villas. Now, villas right now you can get for really good prices. As you guys know, the former Creation Station number 1, that was a villa that I think we were paying about $1,300 a month for, which we talked them down, I think, to about $1,000 for the month. And we could have kept going lower, but we were really cool with our owners and it was okay. And then now when it comes to a lot of the villas that we see now, they'll cost you around, all the villas are not half price, but all the villas are about I say about 30% off right now, all the villas. So if you see a villa that, you know, I'd say a good price, so I guess to give you guys an idea, a good price of a villa right now for a 1-bedroom should be around $600, I'd say, a month. You can get right now. I think you can get for $300. If you guys saw my office, that is $200 a month. But normally that, they told me, is like $550 US dollars a month. I say all that to give you an idea, because while you're not here, you can still book villas and all that kind of stuff right now. The best way to do it is to go in the Facebook groups. They have Facebook groups here. You can get accepted into them, like Ubud Housing, Canggu Housing. Once you're accepted into the group, you can post what it is that you're looking for, and you'll get response very quick. Like I say, right now, they're basically almost giving villas away. And that's not a joke. So if you guys are planning to come here in January, February, I'm sure you can work out really good deals like right now. And if you pay in advance, which helps the locals as well, you get a good deal and you're helping out. So that's the prices of villas. Yeah. Okay, now next thing I want to talk about, which is super important, and I didn't see a lot of people talking about this when I was trying to come here to Asia, that is the prices of medical things. If you need anything medical, if you're sick or you're hurt, and I haven't had that much experience yet, but I know every time I went to the pharmacy, if I had to get something, I've had to go there and run and pick up things for people. It's so much easier just to pay with cash for things. Like antibiotics, I believe those cost like $5 or $6. What else did I pick up? I picked up a lot of things just in case, you know, back in March. But I remember I ran across someone who had gotten into an accident, a French guy. He got into a scooter accident, and I found him unconscious on the road. So you can imagine the condition he was in. Managed to get him up, took him to the emergency room where he got checked out, he got stitched up, he got given medicine, he got all this stuff. And I remember asking if he had money or if I needed to pay. And he's like, I maybe need help. So I waited, and that entire bill was 700,000 rupiah, which is about 45 bucks. And this was around 1 o'clock in the morning in an emergency room. Just to give you kind of a scope of an idea. And number two is there are little bitty emergency stations. They're almost just like this. You know, they're like this. And you can go in there and they're open all the time. Some of them are open 24 hours. They usually were like every 4 or 5 minutes driving. Now every other one is closed just because the demand is down. But yeah, that's a place where you can go. There's doctors everywhere. There's a lot of Bali groups when you guys come here where people post the best places, the best doctors, and all these kind of things. They post this here. And the next thing is I always tell people, and what I recommend to people is World Nomads. This is the health insurance that I use. I haven't used it in a while. I had taken a break from it before as well. But World Nomads is an insurance that you can do anywhere in the world, no matter where you are. You don't need to be in a certain country when you start it. Usually when you're trying to book a travel insurance, you have to be at your country of origin when you start it. And then it takes your trip into consideration from your start date. You have to have proof of all this. World Nomads, they start your trip even if you're in the middle of your trip, and it starts really quick, which is really amazing. And they haven't been discriminatory with everything that's going on in the world right now. A lot of coverages took out a lot of different things because of the situation in the world. They took down their emergency evacuations. They took down all this stuff. World Nomad is still good. I think the very basic plan will cover 100,000 worth of medical insurance, which is what I believe will be an average of what you have to have proof of when you go into the countries. I believe Thailand already has that. So that's something that's really important when you come here, so you're not stressing out. In World Nomads, I believe when I was doing it and I had many countries listed, it was costing me about $100 a month to be part of that. But that was to have everything covered from myself to my things. So just something to keep in mind. Oh, good morning. Hello. Okay, next thing. I guess this is probably giving you a good overall theme, but let's talk about clothes. If I had to choose coming here again, I brought way too much. And I'm someone who I traveled for 10 months before I even came here. I was traveling everywhere, and I've been traveling the last 12 years for 3 or 4 months a year at least. But coming here, I brought a lot of stuff. And when I brought all the stuff, I brought the stuff over in Europe and I brought it in America. If I had to do things over again, I would have just brought everything here. I would have literally showed up here with one pair of shoes and a pair of flip-flops, like this. This is basically all that I wear all the time now. Just brought these for 20 bucks here, a nice pair. This is what everyone wears here. You can literally come here with nothing. You can get off the plane, have all your bags, everything missing except your like electronics and stuff, and you can get started again, have clothes for probably 70 bucks. You can get all your wardrobe replaced, everything. Me and Dana have replaced our wardrobe multiple times. Never cost more than 100 bucks to replace everything. And that's good news here because, well, number one, bookstore. That's a good thing because when you come here, it's really hot. You're gonna sweat a lot and you're gonna sometimes wanna get new clothes. Here, they're cheap. T-shirts you can get for $2-3 bucks, even less than that in the local places. And at the same time, the one heed of warning that I will tell you guys is that if you have big size shoes or big clothes, they're harder to find here in Asia. So for me, it's been very difficult to find clothes and all that kind of stuff. When I get lucky, I have to just get as many as I can. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then the second thing, and then probably one of the last things I'll end on, is the probably most important price I think of everything, more so than food, is the prices of massages. So many of you guys hear me talking about massages and you've read about it and you've heard about it, and it's true. Like you can get massages for about $3-4 an hour, less than that. And the prices haven't really been affected. They haven't jacked their prices up with everything that's going on in the world. But honestly, I get about an hour massage, hour and a half massage, and it usually costs around $6-7 every time without fail. And there's hundreds of places to go to. And I feel like just that in general makes up for so much. Getting an hour massage, get a foot massage, they cost around $4, $3. Hey! And that's just something that I found that was very like amazing because being able to pay $4 for an hour massage makes things a little bit easier. Takes the stress levels down a little bit. And yeah, I hope this helped you guys out. I I don't know if you have any more questions about the prices here, but these were the things that came up to me, the questions that I had asked a lot about when people were wanting to come here. That's what I'd say. So if I had to give you an overall budget, if I had to say an overall budget, what would I say you'd be comfortable with? Or if there was a certain amount of money, if you gave me every month, I could live comfortably. I'd say if you gave me $1,200 a month, I could live perfectly fine. Oh, and the scooters. You can rent scooters from 30 bucks a month to, like, if you guys have seen my scooter, it's like an NMAX. It's a pretty fast one, and that one is just, I think, maybe a little bit, almost double the price, but it's worth it in the long run. But when you're big like me, you don't really have that many options all the time. So yeah, I'd say if you came here, if you had 1,200 bucks a month, you could live perfectly fine. A lot of the local people here, some of them make only 400,000 a month, or some of them make even less than that. So just to give you an idea, if you ate really cheap, you want to live like a star, you could. But I'd say if you had 1,200 bucks a month, you'd be fine here. I want to say there's been months where I've lived for under $1,000 here. I definitely say when everything started happening, when things started happening in the world and we kind of hermited inside, there was a really, I'd say that month I probably spent less than $800 that month. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's amazing, the value for the money. I don't know if you can get better deals for the money than you can coming here. Like if you have $1 and you need to get the most you can out of that $1, I can't think of a better, more beautiful, amazing, chill place than here in Asia, but more specifically here in Bali. And on top of that, according to my friends, Bali is one of the more expensive islands. So here in Indonesia will be a great choice. Hope this kind of clears things up for you guys. Always asking about the cost of things. Drop me a comment, any questions you have. I'll make another video coming out soon. But in the meantime, thank you guys for being here. Hope you got something from this video. Leave me a comment down below. Check out t-shirts, all that kind of gear. If you want to support me, support the channel, become a patron, all that's in the description as well. And on that note, I'll speak to you guys all later. And everyone, always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao.